Well, hello my darlings, welcome to a brand new vlog. Excuse the hair flicking, I'm trying to air dry my hair after a very leisurely afternoon shower. It is already 4 p.m, a very late start to the vlog today, but it's Friday afternoon. I've only just showered and got out of my gym gear, had every intention of doing a Peloton at 8 o'clock this morning, but at 7:30 I thought I'll just do a little bit of admin, finish off a few edits and empty my inbox. And what I thought was going to be a half an hour task ended up taking me until 3 p.m. Oh my goodness, without even a lunch break. So need to get better at staying on top of my editing and my admin, because that was not the original plan for the day. So needless to say, didn't get the Peloton in, have just had a fresh shower, and now I feel like I can get on with the tasks that I actually wanted to do today. So now you're caught up on my Friday morning. It is a glorious afternoon. We finally have the house to ourselves. We've had full team here today. Andrew has finished off painting the dining room, which is great timing because we have got friends coming over for dinner tonight. We've had the dream team here in the garden, making it look extra wonderful. Martin has been strimming, the lawns have been mowed, Jack has been tidying up the edges around the border. In fact, it's so glorious. Let's go and have a little look. Do you want to come outside with Mummy? I have to say, getting this herbaceous border, I think I literally said it in the last vlog, has been the best thing that we did here at the house, because you just instantly step out and you feel like you're in a garden and not just on a big lawn. You keep sunbathing right where Mummy needs to walk today, my special little boy. Gosh, it is actually warm. It is a very warm and lovely sunny mid-October afternoon. You may have spotted these at the end of the last vlog. It was a pumpkin gourd delivery from the Cotswold Veg Company. Ben and Robin are popping over shortly to actually grab one of these pumpkins. I think maybe this one, because we're heading over to theirs on Sunday for a Canadian Thanksgiving dinner, and she's going to make a pumpkin dessert. So yeah, I think this one will be fantastic for her to make her dessert with. But yes, look how gorgeously neat and tidy. I'm amazed, absolutely amazed at the longevity of these anemones. They have done so well. I've not even been picking them. I wasn't sure if I was meant to. I mean, a few of them are going a little bit brown and crispy, but the majority of them are still looking super fresh and fabulous. We also had a chap come over this morning named Will, who has a company called Forest to Home, and he is going to be creating the live edge wooden shelving in the greenhouse. So he was taking some final measurements. Ooh, and I don't think I've shown you. Come on, Dixie. How gorgeously snuggly, by the way, are these Holland Cooper slippers. They are so soft. Yes, I have not yet shown you how the wildflower meadow, past tense, currently looks. You basically have to cut them down at this time of year so that the grass can regenerate, and it should all grow back next year. You might remember this time last year we did it. Raspberries planted. I think I need to get a few more cage style supports for the new raspberries, but yes, this is what the wildflower turf currently looks like. There's the 4 o'clock bells. It is quite a sad time of year down in the kitchen garden. I need to pull out quite a lot of the dead leaves. Still a few tomatoes coming through though. I think they'll probably continue until the first frost. Charlie and I don't have any plans tomorrow, so I think I'll spend plenty of time down here. Before our friends get here later, I'm going to come and pick some fresh flowers. Cosmos are still looking fabulous. And I love the deep, rich coloured dahlias. I actually placed a Sarah Raven order this morning for some more autumnal coloured dahlias, seeing as they are what looks best at this time of year. Also need to come and do some deadheading tomorrow. So because we had the lawns mowed this morning, there might not be any walnuts for me to forage today. I have tried the lemon juice trick, thank you for everyone that recommended it, and it has worked, still not completely walnut stain free. And looking up in the tree, I think most of them have fallen. I'll show you how many we've managed to forage. It's safe to say we definitely won't need to buy any walnuts, at least for the rest of this year. Back inside, and my darlings, here we have the grand reveal of our freshly painted dining room. It's quite dark in here at the moment with the low autumn sunshine, but I think you can see just how gorgeous this colour is. We again went with an Edward Bulmer paint, and Andrew raves about it. It's such good quality paint, really beautiful coverage, and it works really well on lime plaster, which is the kind of plaster that we have in this house. It is a traditional way of plastering very old houses. It lets the walls breathe, and I'm really, really happy with the colour. We're never going to be able to have a really bright, fresh dining room just because of the lack of light, but I think the yellow just makes it really warm and cozy and quite an optimistic colour. So because we've got friends coming over for dinner, I am going to have to put all of the plates back on the unit here. All of the glassware that was in the cupboards, it did need a wash because it was a little bit dusty, so that's all been through the dishwasher, so I need to pop that back in the cupboard. Oh, hello Dexy. Got the dining table back in here. This cupboard oh, how funny, the walls almost match the cupboard. That was unintentional, but looks great. And now we can see the fabric options that we have whittled it down to for the curtains. I think we've actually already instructed Caroline to start creating these for us, but I think the terracotta warm tones will go really nicely with the yellows and the wood in here. Yeah, very, very pleased with this. So I need to refurnish the dining room before our pals arrive later. I'll do that probably while Charlie's cooking. I apologise if you can hear a cow going absolutely mad in the background. I think they've moved some cows into the field right behind our garden, and they are the most vocal cows that I have ever heard, so I apologise if you can hear some crazy background sound effects. I have to take now my morning it's literally 4:10, but I haven't taken my daily essentials yet today, and I have to say, I have to give myself a little pat on the back because I have never in the past stuck to taking vitamins before. I've always, you know, got a little bit excited to begin with, taken them for a couple of weeks and then forgotten, or maybe I've not really seen a huge improvement in how I look or how I feel, so I've just thought, why keep buying them? But with Wild Nutrition, who I have been taking now for about 3 or 4 months, you know, it's not the longest time, but because I have been seeing and feeling a difference, I've actually been sticking to taking them. I also just feel confident that what I'm taking is good for my body. I'm not just taking a load of fillers or, you know, man-made ingredients that's not going to be particularly good for my body. And they just make it so easy. So to remind you, if you didn't see my video a couple of months ago, or watched any of my many Instagram stories where I'm raving about Wild Nutrition. Wild Nutrition is a female-founded brand, and it's and initially it was creating supplements designed especially for women. What Wild Nutrition want to do, and do, is they have an incredible range of supplements from your general everyday well-being. In particular, I would highly recommend the Daily Essentials. It's just a very, very easy little sachet. If I go into our cupboard above the coffee counter, it comes in a box like this, so every morning I just pull out my sachet. If we're going away like we did in France for the last couple of days, I just grab the amount of sachets for the amount of days we're going away. Makes it super easy, takes all the guesswork out. So that's the kind of more general supplements, but you can also have things that are a lot more precise at any phase or part of your life. Even though I actually first heard about Wild Nutrition because Charlie was taking their magnesium capsules, it is a brand designed for creating supplements for women. So whether you are looking for something to support your fertility or support endometriosis, as I take the Endo Complex, or they've actually just released a huge report on menopause and perimenopause, even though I'm, I think, quite a few years away from that. I found the report really, really fascinating, and Wild Nutrition do have products to support you no matter what phase of your life you are in, and you can have a free 15-minute consultation with them, which is so useful. Not a pushy sales pitch, they are not like that at all, but really interesting to discover what might be able to support you with your lifestyle and your goals, whether it's glowing skin, more energy, support with your fertility or endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, anything that you might be going through. You can have a free 15-minute chat with one of the Wild Nutrition team. It's an all-female team that you can chat to, and they will be able to recommend something that's right for you. I definitely recommend doing it at this time of year. I know that a lot of my friends are saying to me at the moment that they feel really tired, they feel lethargic, they really feel the change in the seasons in their energy levels and even their mood. And it might be that there's just one thing that you're not getting from your diet, and by having this quick chat with a nutritionist, I never know whether it's nutritionist or nutritionalist, the wonderful people at Wild Nutrition, they can recommend the products that are right for you based on your current diet. They might be able to help you to analyse, to find out what you're missing and make suggestions accordingly. But again, don't worry, it's not a sales pitch opportunity. There is no pressure, because I know the idea of ringing up a company and getting advice, to me, sounds a little bit scary, because I don't want to be sold to. But it's actually just a really fascinating insight, and you can learn a lot from this 15-minute chat. But anyway, so there are many reasons why I love Wild Nutrition, and I could just talk about it for a very long time. But actually, one of the main reasons why I adore their products, not only because I find that they really work, I have been actually noticing a difference, particularly in my energy levels and my skin. I feel like my skin's in a great place. Also, the fact that the products that you are consuming, the supplements and also the powder that I take in the mornings, you know, the berry powder that I put in my morning smoothie, which I love, it's probably actually my favorite product that they do. They are all food source products, so you won't find anything nasty in them, you won't find any fillers, you won't find anything chemically or synthetic. It is all food source products. So what Wild Nutrition do is they look at what Mother Nature provides the world, and actually if you look hard enough, you will be able to find what your body needs from nature. You don't need man-made chemically products. And when I first started doing a little bit of research about Wild Nutrition, I compared it to other luxury supplement brands that I had taken in the past. Obviously, I'm not going to name and shame any brands, but I could not believe that brands that had been advertised to me as being like really great for your wellness and really wholesome brands, actually the products were really synthetic, and that's just not what I want to be putting in my body for many, many reasons. I think if you can get what you need in a more natural way, then you should do so. As well as that being a lot kinder to the planet, it also enables our bodies to digest the supplements a lot more easily. I remember that before Charlie discovered Wild Nutrition, he actually used to say to his friends that when you take I don't know if Wild Nutrition are going to allow me to say this, but he used to say that when you take supplements, you're just having a very expensive wee. Sorry, but that's just the truth. And that's because with these, I think 90% of the market is very synthetic supplements, and your body just doesn't know what to do with these ingredients, so it literally does go in one end, out the other. Sorry to be graphic, but with the Wild Nutrition products, because it is food sourced ingredients, your body recognizes what's inside these supplements. It knows what to do with the ingredients. And that is why it works so well. Gosh, I have just done a 7-minute pitch on why I love Wild Nutrition, so I need to take my supplements. And by the way, if the idea of calling a nutritionist just doesn't sound like something that you want to do, that's absolutely fine. You can actually take a quiz. I think it takes under 1 minute. Maybe I'll time myself doing it. You can do a super quick quiz online, and that will also help you to find what supplements might be right for you. In the Daily Essentials, which even if you don't want to do the quiz, I would just highly recommend getting the Daily Essentials sachet. Something that I know that I need is omega-3, because I personally don't eat fish, so I know that I need omega-3. Great for skin, hair and nails. There is also a vitamin D and a daily multivitamin, and the price of an individual sachet is less than the price of a typical cappuccino or oat milk chai latte that you might be able to get during your morning commute. So when you think about how much benefit your body is going to get from this versus the cost of your morning coffee, I think it is very worthwhile doing. And now, especially as we move into the colder months, it's a really fantastic time of year to get yourself into the habit of taking supplements, getting into a good routine, and you'll really be able to, I think at this time of year especially, you'll really be able to notice the difference that they are able to provide you. So I do have my Josie25 discount code, which is so generous of them to extend that discount code for you. I think it's only going to be valid until the end of the month, so I'd highly recommend stocking up while the discount code is active. Bear with me, I'm just gonna take these. When our friends come over, they all laugh about how big our water glasses are. But that's another benefit. I get my hydration in a lot better when I'm taking the supplements, because I can't throw them all in my mouth at one time and swallow them all with one gulp. I have to do a big gulp per tablet. And then this little sachet is of course recyclable, so I just pop that in the recycling bin. So I do actually have some new bits that could be really good to add to my routine from Wild Nutrition. I'll just super quickly go through these because I know that not everyone needs the same thing, but a few of the benefits that you can get if you would rather kind of individually cherry pick your morning supplement routine, or evening supplement routine actually, because when I chatted to the nutritionist, she gave me things I need to take in the morning and things I need to take in the evening. So if you are a busy bee and you tend to feel a little bit burnt out at certain times of year, like this year, it could be that you need to have a little bit more magnesium in your diet. Charlie personally takes the magnesium supplements. You can take 2 a day and it really helps with your energy and your nervous system. Our entire body is basically our nervous system. I think I read in one of the World Nutrition reports that we have over 90,000 miles of nerves in our body, which is absolutely insane. This food-grown magnesium can help to support that. Also very important for skin, hair and nails. This time of year, again, especially a really fantastic supplement is the food-grown immune support. There are so many benefits to this, as well as supporting our own immune system, whether there are bugs lurking. Don't want to be catching any bugs at this time of year, or if you live in a city, it actually helps the body to protect itself from pollution, whether that's air pollution, pollution within the home. This basically helps the body support its natural barrier to inflammation. So generally helps the body to fight things off a lot better. So all throughout the year, but I would say especially important to support your immune system at this time of year. Then we've got the food grown B complex. I like to think of this as a little boost to the body's recovery. So say you should take this all the time, but say you have had a bit of a wild night out, and this will help the body to recover from a little bit too much partying. So maybe in December, January, you might want to stock up on your B complex, but also really beneficial for the skin as well. So if you have any blemishes or markings on your skin, this also helps the skin to recover from any trauma as well. I like to think that after that certain time of the month, it's very beneficial to getting my glow back. And then we have got the food grown vitamin D. I need to remind myself, is that what we miss when we don't have enough sunshine? Okay, so vitamin D helps with healthy bones, deeper sleep, stronger teeth. Ooh, need that with my Invisalign. Boosts immunity, muscle recovery, and optimized mood. I feel like this is a good one again for Charlie. I might recommend that he... Ooh. Thank goodness for Case2 phone cases. I think this will be a good one for him to start taking, as well as his magnesium, because being an old boy, Charlie has taken nearly 2 weeks to recover from his last game of rugby. So I think he needs a little bit more vitamin D in his diet. So I'm going to suggest that he takes those. But yeah, I appreciate that's quite a lot of information, quite overwhelming. So I will leave the Wild Nutrition website linked down below. I highly recommend that you check it out because everybody is different. I don't want to stand here and pretend that I know what's going to be the perfect supplements for you. All I know is that Wild Nutrition, for me, the quality is the best out there. I love the fact that the products are natural, that they're food sourced, my body can absorb them, and I find them very, very effective. So Josie25, if you would like to check them out, highly recommend it. And I can't believe I've just done this entire chit chat with this mess in the background. So I'm gonna get cracking, emptying the dishwasher, sorting out the dining room before our friends get here later. Okay, so I've done a lot of furniture and crockery moving in the dining room. Taking a little break now to do some pumpkin bits. I've popped a few of the pumpkins out on the outside table. They're perfectly fine outside. And then I have put a load of pumpkins in this basket here to give to Robin. I think she can probably cook with these big ones here, and then maybe use the smaller ones as a little bit of table decoration. Good morning, my darlings. It is now Saturday morning. If you can hear a little chomping noise in the background, I have got two fellow sofa dwellers this morning, one of which has got very bad breath. It's you. Oh, not to be left out. Did you see that? The iconic sausage snout adjustment. Yes, you're very lovely boys. So last night was a lot of fun. We actually ended up going to Soho Farmhouse for dinner, so my lovely tablescape will remain in situ until next weekend. Look, he's just... Basically, we realised that our chicken recipe was going to take 2.5 hours, and we didn't realise that until 8 p.m, so we ended up going to the farmhouse, and it was a really lovely evening, but we had some nice drinks in the drawing room, some snacks in the drawing room beforehand. Ben and Robin came over before that at like 5 or 6ish, and we ended up spending a little bit of time having some drinks with them as well, and had some very, very interesting chats with Robin in particular about toxins, which kind of leads on fairly well from what I was... Sorry, this is so funny. I don't know if you can see that Dickens is literally between my legs. You're so funny, my Swede. You're so funny. Yeah, leads on quite interestingly from what I was saying yesterday about wild nutrition and why I like the fact that they are a lot more clean and not full of synthetic, nasty ingredients. Robin has done a lot of research into toxins and things which are not good for us to ingest or put in our body, and she was explaining it to me like a human body has a bucket. Imagine a bucket, and this bucket will keep filling up with toxins, and these toxins could come from air pollution, they could come from what we are eating, pesticides put on even the fruit and veg that we eat, artificial ingredients from anything, your food, your supplements, alcohol, drugs, smoking, but then it can also come from things like home fragrances, any candles that you might have in your home that are not natural, cleaning products, diffusers, things which are synthetic. We are absorbing these kinds of things into our bodies all the time, and our bodies can only take so much of these toxins. And once our toxin bucket is full, this is the analogy that Robin was explaining to me, then our bodies really start to suffer. It could be migraines, it could be brain fog, it could show in our skin, it could show in our energy levels. So she was really emphasizing, in a far more educational and interesting way than I'm attempting to relay to you now, she was really explaining the importance of removing toxins from our lifestyle in as many ways as possible. And it really made me think. She was talking in particular, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but I will just double check with her before I say this. She was saying how since becoming pregnant, her allergies are a lot higher. She can no longer tolerate a lot of fragrances, anything that is highly unnatural on her body. Obviously, our skin is our biggest organ, and our skin, yes, it is a barrier, but it does also absorb what we put onto it. So she was explaining the importance of using natural products on our skin, natural body lotions, and of course, so important that we are aware of what we are putting into our bodies. So yeah, it's fine to have, you know, a glass of wine. Obviously organic wine is better. We were talking about the importance overall of eating organically, and that it is a luxury. You know, organic food is more expensive, but then I think if you're smart, there are so many companies now offering like wonky veg, or even growing things yourself if you have the space to do so, finding your local farmers, seeing if you can get, like I said about the Cotswold Veg Box, seeing if you can get locally grown organic produce delivered to your house, and just trying to minimize the artificial stuff that we put on and in our body. It was a very interesting chat. I said to Robin she should do a podcast about it, or at least a blog post. Maybe at one point, if you guys find this interesting like I did, maybe we'll have a little chat about it together, because it is absolutely fascinating. So yeah, I was really thinking about that last night. Life is all about balance. I was enjoying my organic rosé and stuffing my face with Krispy Kreme donuts. So life is all about balance. But if you can think about the products that you're cleaning your home with, think about the products that you're putting on your body. She was saying coconut oil is good for so many things, whether it's moisturizing or using it as a barrier cream, and that's not an expensive product. There are ways around it. Something to think about. I like the analogy of the toxin bucket, and obviously by reducing the artificial things that we eat or that we put on our body, we can slowly empty our toxin bucket. Anyway, I've got two very tired little bunny rabbits sleeping with me here on the sofa. Oops, I'm so sorry, Maddox. But I think we are going to go for a little walkie because it's such a nice morning. Shall we go for a walkie? Shall we go for a walk? Come on. Sometimes I don't enjoy walking on my house. Come on, okay, my darlings, looking a little bit windswept following our lovely dog walk. I think there is some kind of dog show going on in the village, because there was a lot of cars parked up and a lot of doggies on the playing field, and the Pick Your Own Pumpkin patch is open again this weekend, so it's just lovely to see the village just busy and bustling. Really, really lovely. So we picked up some meat for our roast tomorrow. We're actually going to Ben and Robin's for a Canadian Thanksgiving, but our village has the best butcher, so we are taking, I think Charlie got a really nice roll of beef or shin, I don't know the technical term. But anyway, behind me here I have a very, very exciting package. This is something that I have waited a good few months for. If you cast your mind back, in fact, funnily, one of you guys actually remembered this the other day and asked for an update. Well, here it is. If you cast your minds a few months back, I sent over some of my most loved and cherished shoes in the whole world over to a company called The Restory, and as you may be able to guess by their name, they restore your beloved items. I believe they do bags, maybe clothing too, I'll have to fact check that, and they bring them back to their former glory. I have seen people doing befores and afters before, and the results are insane. However, my shoes were so battered. You guys know that I joke about my Valentino Rockstuds being my running shoes. I literally wear them all the time, so much so that I actually held a pair back, my brown pair. I held a pair back because I couldn't bear to go any time without this particular pair of shoes. I think I sent 3 pairs over to the Restory, and I also sent over my Chloe boots, which in my eyes were so well worn, and in ways that can't really be repaired, but we shall see. I have seen incredible transformations from them. So can't remember if I spoke through the vlog clips where I showed you the condition that the shoes were in before, but as I'm unboxing The new versions, I will insert the clips on the screen of how they looked before I sent them to the restory. So let's do a little, or fairly large, unboxing. I've got a note here. The restory, thank you so much for trusting us with your wonderful shoes. We hope you enjoy wearing them again. Gosh, I absolutely will. Okay. Oh my goodness me. I can see the Chloe boots already. Oh my, what sorcery have they done on these boots? Oh my goodness me. Wow, okay, so I can see initially that they have put a new sole underneath, but it has been done so well. I actually took a pair of my Valentino rock studs just to someone local once to get them resoled, and they did a really bad job. They put on a really thick sole, and it kind of ruined the shoes because you could really clearly see this super thick sole, whereas from this level you can't see that it's a new sole at all, but it's gonna provide me with lots of grip. Oh my goodness. So you might remember there were just scuff marks all over here. The heels, I think I'd got them stuck on like escalators when going on the London Underground. This heel here was covered in scuffs, and I just didn't think that there was a way that they'd be able to repair it. I mean, I can see still obviously indentations, which would be absolutely impossible to fill out, but maybe they like color them back in or something. And I think this, yeah, this has been resold as well in such a sympathetic way. I cannot wait to wear these again. But also something that, again, I didn't think they'd be able to fix is that here was really creased because I'd obviously worn them so much. They were super duper creased and they just looked tired, so much in fact that I kind of didn't love wearing them as much as when I first got them. But they have had a new lease of life breathed into them, and I cannot wait to wear these again. These will now again become my most worn shoes because they're so comfortable and so fabulous. They literally go with everything. If we head out this afternoon to Dalesford or something, I don't even think about it. These are just instantly the pair of shoes that I put on, and I'm so excited to have them back, and what a transformation. Okay, so there's the other Chloe boot. Again, it just, I would say it's like 97% as new. The only reason that I can tell, oh, and also, do you remember the tips of the toes were so scuffed, like embarrassingly scuffed, and that was a really visual thing that made them look old and loved, which is not a problem, but you know, if you can bring your beloved things back to life and get a ton more wear out of them, it's just a wonderful thing to do. Okay. So up next we have got the Valentino rock studs. Ooh, I forgot about this pair. This is my kind of wicker pair. And again, the heels on these, I'll pop the videos on the screen here. The heels were really scuffed. The bit that my foot goes on was just really kind of discoloured and tarnished. And I can see already the heel, they have resold them. Oh my goodness. Now these really do look like new. How have they done that? Because I swear even the toe section where I'd worn them so much was like indented, and it's no longer indented. They have put a new sole on them again. I might have to gripify these a little bit because it looks like I might slide around a little bit in those, but can you remember how grubby and just worn these looked? And even the actual like wicker straw, I think they've cleaned it. I would say if you have got well-worn summer sandals, because it's not a quick process because they really take the time to get them perfect, and I think it's a really great time now that the seasons are changing. Send off your summer sandals. I'll see if they're willing to extend a little discount code. I will drop them an email. It'll probably be in the description box if they are so kind as to extend a little discount code. But send your summer shoes to them now. You'll probably get them back around Christmas time. But what a transformation. That's actually blown my mind. Again, the heels were scuffed. They just looked mucky and very well worn, which they were. Okay, this is my pewter pair. These were my first pair of Valentino rock studs, and these were bedraggled. These were really, you know, almost unfathomably, probably my most worn shoes in my entire collection. I'll show you a before on the screen here. And now, I actually don't know how they have done this, because these heels were, I'm pretty sure that they were actually ripped. Unless they happen to have the exact same leather, or do they paint it? But I can't see any evidence of this heel being, it was as though like a dog had mauled it before. They were so scruffy, just like my nails. And again, the toe area was filthy and it was indented. I think that the back section on these was actually like scuffed down as well. I am so happy with how these look now. They truly have been brought back to life. And then finally my white pair, and obviously white shoes are very hard to keep looking good, so these were not only filthy, but again the soles had kind of like shrunken in. I'm pretty sure that I'd worn away the entire inside sole of these shoes. Insole, that's what it's called. I just don't know how they do it. That is absolutely incredible. I wonder if they actually put an entire new insole and then just like take the Valentino sticker, put it through the washing machine and pop it back on. But it looks like the original, but it can't be because they were so scuffed. The Restory, we need to know your secrets. What magic are you doing to these shoes? Because whatever you're doing, it is sensational. Again, brand new bottoms, brand new actual sole, insole. They've been cleaned. I think the studs have been polished. These were starting to go yellow from fake tan and sun cream lotion. And now they look as good as new again. My mind is blown. I am so impressed. If you have got shoes or bags, accessories that you cherish and they are no longer looking their best, what an incredible service, an incredibly sustainable way to look after your favourite things in your wardrobe, give them a new lease of life. What a wonderful service. So I will leave all the information for the Restory down below. Thank you so much to the Restory for bringing my favourite shoes back to life. I'm so grateful, and I'm going to pop these away now and cannot wait to wear them again, and I'll feel like I'm wearing brand new shoes.
Ketchup being warmed up, mate. I love these little pans.
You're a little pan.
They look excellent.
Cracking joke, mate.
That's not joking around.
Literally just like that. What did you say?
Sometimes I wish I was a sausage dog.
Don't think it would, Dad. You know, I've got to pay my taxes, I've got to sort out my bills. And I have to do all of that without thumbs. He does, he loves his daddy so much.
Best friend.
Daddy, I'm not into politics. I'm not into politics. I've brought my coffee down to the cut flower garden, going to do a few little garden errands while it's such a gorgeous afternoon. I've picked a few dahlias already, and I think I'm going to leave this fabulous super tall raspberry coloured one up here because it really is so lovely and you see it right from up at the house. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more picking, a little bit of deadheading, a little bit of tidying of this area. There's quite a lot of dahlia deadheading that needs to go on over here. A few walnut remnants that need to be rescued from the flower bed because apparently black walnuts, which I'm pretty sure mine are, apparently these husks, and I'm going to be so careful how I touch them, we don't want Walnut Gate 2.0, apparently can be quite bad for your soil. so I don't want to leave these to decompose in the ground. I've got quite a lot of dahlia heads which are still in bud, and sorry about the wind. I'm not sure if these are going to come out or if it's just getting too cold now, but I'm really excited to see if we have one final flourish of the dahlias, because yeah, there are quite a few buds here, but this to me looks like a frostbitten leaf, so maybe I'll pick those off.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
So you might remember the last couple of years I did a really lovely autumn or Halloween-y kind of porch with some straw bales in the corner here, but now that we've got this lovely crate or tub, I don't think I'm going to do the straw bales this year. The lavender that we've got in these little pots definitely needs, well, it needs composting, to be honest. It had a good run, but it's now looking very sad, so I'm going to repot some lovely bits in here. We might pop to Dalesford later and get some more seasonal bits that we can add into these little terracotta pots, and then I'm going to add some pumpkins and make our entryway look nice and seasonal. We've had a little clear out of our post area, and I realised I never shared with you the very bougie cleaning and hand products that I bought from Diptyque in the Harrods sale. So first of all, I'd wanted this ever since I found out that Diptyque do an exfoliating hand wash. Look at my nails, they're so awful. I'm going to do my nails later on today. But if you are a gardener, especially, there is nothing more luxurious than an exfoliating hand wash. They actually had the non-exfoliating version of this in the lounge as we came off the Eurostar, so I already know that this is a really lovely fragrance. I'm probably going to put that up in my dressing room. And then this is a dishwashing liquid. They are actually refillable, so I've got a few of these little pouches, and then this is a multi-surface cleanser. Very, very bougie indeed, but I thought that these bottles, obviously we'll keep them forever, and they'll look really lovely on our kitchen worktops. So continuing on my theme of shoe repair, I am doing some of my errands today that I've been putting off for ages. As you may have seen, these lovely Chloe sandals were pretty much my gardening shoes all summer. They're now absolutely filthy, but it's actually really, really easy to clean them. I can just use a little bit of washing up liquid. I might use a little bit of Vanish powder, and basically they should scrub very, very clean. And then another shoe errand I need to do, these very expensive Brunello Cucinelli riding boots. The stirrup, the ridiculously sparkly stirrup, just keeps falling out of its loop on the other side. So I've got some super glue, and hopefully that should keep it in place. Well, they're not quite perfect, but they are a huge significant amount better than they were 10 minutes ago. I used the Vanish Oxy Action. I don't think it's actually got bleach in it, but I use it in my washes when we've got things with stains on, like Charlie's rugby kit, and I just left the powder, as you saw, on the shoes for a matter of seconds, and then scrubbed with an old dish brush, and they've come out really, ooh, there goes the automatic light. There we go. Yeah, and they look pretty darn good, so a lot more attractive to get these out of my cupboard next spring, or if I want to take them on a holiday or anything. The H from the Chloe on this lower one is starting to pull away, but never mind, they are about, are they 3 or 4 years old? I'm just going to leave them to drip dry here. I bought the Diptyque soap and dishwashing thingy-majig out here because I actually think that this sink area is a very attractive sink area, and we don't keep stuff like this out on the kitchen worktop, and it was just too beautiful to keep it tucked away. And if we do have like a Sunday roast or something, I will often bring things into this sink to soak, just to keep the kitchen a little bit more clear. And I really like how they look, the brown and kind of ambery tones here in the sink. So I'm going to use my exfoliating Diptyque hand wash for the first time. Let's get the pump going. Imagine if I spent all of this amount on a hand wash and the pump didn't work. There we go. This also means that when I wash the dogs in this sink after a muddy dog walk, then I can pamper myself with an exfoliating hand wash afterwards. It's not as granular as the, not Molten Brown, Aesop hand soap, if you know the Resurrection hand soap from Aesop. That's also an exfoliating one, and also not as exfoliating as the Decléor, but still very lovely for a slightly more pampering hand wash experience. Oh, and it smells amazing. Oh my goodness.
Not quite what I wanted to say. It's not quite.
What have we got for dinner, Daddy?
We have, well actually this is obviously going to be defrosting for tomorrow, hearty beef and berries.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Low in sodium, high in antioxidants.
Is it organic?
It isn't organic actually, but it's bloody good. I haven't eaten it myself, but
Why not?
I thoroughly enjoy it, Mummy.
I do, it's very tasty.
I do think Different Dog need to launch a nice truffle-inspired dish, so I'm missing truffle
Truffle
in my
mac
diet.
and cheese would be
So
wonderful.
thanks.
Yes. So it's been about 10 minutes since I put the super glue on the boots. Obviously I'm going to leave it overnight, but that does seem to have done a pretty good job. So we shall see. I have glued them before and then they've come undone again, but hopefully this is a stronger glue. So fingers crossed. Just picked a few more walnuts from the tree by Lala's house. She's returning from her Italian trip today, this evening. So Charlie and I are just taking her some fresh flowers and some food. These are the walnuts that we are trying out from last week. Ooh, I've managed to find one which a squirrel seems to have got to first. Oh dear. Well, my darlings, I'm now giving myself a bit of a pre-at-home manicure. I think I'm going to use my Green Flash Manicurist at-home gel tomorrow, but I've just filed my nails down, removed the old nail varnish and covered them in the Manicurist Rose Balm. It's kind of like a coconutty balm, which is very good for your cuticles and for your nails. And as you might be able to guess from this scene here, I'm going to make a mac and cheese, a big one, in this big Staub dish for Charlie and I for dinner. of the agar, and Charlie has got a new contraption. What have you got there, darling?
Does taste clean.
That sounded like such an ad. Ooh,
An ad, hashtag ad.
tastes so clean.
I bought this. I got promoted this on Instagram
very clever.
because I was researching. Because a friend of ours, Robin, is super into health in general, and we always have amazing chats. And I'm always interested in her opinion. And she was talking about water. And obviously, I read a book recently which alluded to the fact that tap water in every country, but in this country, there's a lot of issues with it.
Right.
I mean, little fact, for example, that I don't think people are aware of is in deprived, or what were deprived areas in like the 60s in the UK, the government agreed that we would put fluoride in the tap water.
Which is a chemical.
Fluoride is a chemical, man-made chemical.
Yeah.
It is in all of the tap water in America, I believe.
Wow.
And the main reason for it, they don't believe it to be harmful, so I'm not a scientist, I don't know. The simple fact is it's a man-made substance, and it basically strengthens your teeth.
Right.
So the reason they did it in like the 60s was to strengthen people's teeth because of poverty and poor diet and really poor living conditions.
Yeah.
So the scary thing is there are still parts in this country, including Birmingham is the nearest to us, but not here, where tap water has a...
But our tap water's pretty good.
It's pretty good, and we should get a test done on it, and this isn't like some sort of scaremongering. It's just something to be aware of. Now, obviously, then you've got the opposite issue, where like with Brita filters and stuff, you've got the plastic cartridges, loads of single-use plastic, it's also expensive. This wasn't cheap. I think it was about 50 or 60 quid for the starter set.
Right, that's
But
not
it
that
comes
bad.
with these, and basically this is every month, you put the sachet of, and it's like granules, into the filter.
Right.
This is fully recyclable. I mean, it's literally, what does it say?
But what is in that sachet?
So this one is just called Pure Clean and Taste. So it just filters the water, so it removes impurities from the water.
Okay.
I'd have to do way more research into it. This is literally just something that you could call it a fad in that I don't know enough about it yet. But I was just like, do you know what, I want to try it. Equally, the tap water, it tastes really clean. If you remember, like Brita filter, it used to taste really crisp.
Yeah, but I didn't like the taste of Brita filter.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what you think of this. But
Right.
there is one that is interesting where you can buy sachets that have magnesium and things to add
That
into
is
the
very
water.
interesting.
So we have got those sachets, but
Yeah.
then equally, is that a man-made thing that you're adding?
Yeah, I'd rather just take my World Nutrition magnesium.
Well, exactly. So I'm kind of intrigued by it all. This is not me saying this is something you should all go out and buy because we have only just tried it and
Yeah.
I literally had my first sip. But I'm just intrigued by it all. And I think, like a lot of things in life, not to go on a whole nother rant, but there's loads of things we think are healthy, like, oh, drink loads of water. And I'm not saying tap water's bad for you, but I think maybe it doesn't have the minerals that we think it does anymore because of the filtration system.
That's the thing, when you're looking for bottled water, you always want mineral water,
But
don't
then
you?
that's the problem, because then we don't want to have loads of single-use plastic or even single-use glass bottles of water in our fridge. So it's trying to balance the sort of sustainability and our planet and our own health, which doesn't always seem to be on the same path, if that makes sense.
True. Right, let's pour our waters and
so-
eat this mac and cheese because I am ravenous.
do
Mine's a
this.
Ribena, please. I have to
Now, I
have...
want you to just try this on camera.
Okay.
It's clean water.
Excuse my makeup-free face. That actually tastes really good.
Told you, mate.
It's like glacier water.
Told you. It tastes. It tastes.
It does taste really good.
So from a taste perspective, it's definitely better. You're about to put a load of sugary Ribena in, so I'm sure people watching this are like, yeah, exactly.
I have to have Ribena with my mac and cheese. Stronger than that, mate. You're gonna have to fill it right to the top.
That's strong enough.
Okay, right, I'm serving.
Have you explained to people that you have some weird drink?
I have, yes. I have in the past, but with mac and cheese, I have to have a really ice-cold Ribena. With
Fish and chips, you have to have J2O.
I have to have a J2O.
With a burger, you have to have Coke.
Yeah. That's not quite as strong, that
No.
requirement.